again, what else can I say? But I want to take a moment because I don't want to get too off base here. But my heart and my thoughts and my prayers go out to the victims, their families, their friends, the people who we've lost, the people who are still fighting for their lives. Everyone who's affected by this. And it's awesome to see people rallying up around them and taking care of them and doing everything that they can to lift them up. And that's what we need to do all the time, every time. And it's those kind of people who are not afraid. And maybe there are people who are fighting their fears right now and they're saying, the heck with it, I'm going to do whatever I can to help out. And God bless all of them. Okay? Because fear exists for only one reason: to be conquered. And we as a whole, as we haven't done it, we're getting better at it, but we haven't done it. And I have an idea. It's not about building things that divide us. And it's more than building things that connect us. I'm thinking hopefully it should be about building communities. And not just in a way where we're building houses, but building relationships. Okay? And I think a good starting point would be our front porches. We have our back porches. We have our pools, our fire pits, our gatherings. And some of us who have our back porches, we have fences on them. Great, that's awesome. And some of us don't. But we don't spend enough time in our front porches. Maybe in the neighborhoods that I've seen, I very rarely see a front porch with chairs and like a sizable front porch, where you could have a little gathering out there. We have big front yards or spacious front yards, but we don't have porches. I think a long time ago, we started giving into that fear and we stopped talking to each other as a whole. Because one of the things about fear is the little subtle things. They're like gnats or mosquitoes that bite you, and sometimes you don't notice it really quickly, and when you do, then you smack it. Okay? And that might be a bad analogy, and I don't mean to be insulting or anything, and I apologize if it comes off wrong, but what I'm talking about is fear of being rejected, fear of being misunderstood, fear of being seen, fear of being heard, fear of being mocked, fear of being talked about, fear of being perceived in whatever negative way. Or maybe it's fear of being perceived in some kind of positive way, because some people just may not be able to handle it. Who knows? But fear. And there are people out there who take advantage of that fear. And I'm hoping that we can stop that. We can stop being afraid. And again, one way to do that would be our front porches. And just run with me on this, what I'm trying to come across, what I'm trying to explain. Our front porches give us a good starting point to break the ice, to get to know people. Okay? We spend most of our time, or the bulk of us spent the most of our time right where we live, in our houses. We go to work, we go to the beach, we hang out with our friends, we go to family functions, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, all right, we always come back home. But our home is not just a place where there's four walls and you have your bed and that's it. Our home is what we make it. Our home is the people that we associate with, our family, our friends, and our communities. The people that live around us, our neighbors. Okay? There's nothing to stop anybody from setting up shop right on their front porch and waving hi to somebody and saying, "Hey, how's it going?" I walked my dog earlier today, and I met a neighbor, and I haven't met him before, but I met his wife, and I met him. And I would suspect he was curious because he hadn't seen me before, and I hadn't obviously seen him. He was the one who reached out to me. "Hey, how's it going?" "Oh, of course, I'm introducing him to my dog, and my dog is barking at him." Well, the dog is going to do that because he doesn't know who this person is. Okay? But God bless that guy. He took the first step. That's one of the things that got me thinking. I hope that we can do more of that. Set up shop in our front porches and say hi to everybody. All right? It doesn't take anything away from you. It doesn't diminish you in any way. It empowers you. And it helps you out. And it helps someone else out. You have no clue how sometimes a smile to someone impacts them, or acknowledging that they exist, how good that can make someone feel, and how good that can make you feel. You never know. Someone could be having a bad day, and you saying, "Hey, how's it going? What's going on?" Or anything you need, just let me know. You might be saving someone's life in some small way. But we let fear sometimes, even if we don't know it, like on a subconscious level, we let fear stop us because we're afraid for whatever reason. And we've been doing that for years now. We've been building our houses away from the front and without really any front porches. And we've spent a lot of our time inside the house or in the backyard, and we've been isolating ourselves. Okay? And we sometimes cut each other off for whatever reason. My hope is that when we acknowledge this, and I could be wrong, but I don't think it hurts to try either. If we acknowledge this and maybe put, hopefully, more time into getting to know people, even people who are different from us. It doesn't matter who they sleep with, what they believe, what their political affiliation is. Okay? If we put more time into just getting to know people and sometimes getting out of our comfort zones and embracing everyone that we can. On the one hand, like I said, we're probably saving someone's life that we have no clue about. Okay? But on the other hand, we might also be proactively, in a preemptive sense, stopping someone what could lead to a tragedy or an atrocity. All right? It's a breakdown in communities, I think. And maybe I'm not the first person to talk about this, or maybe I am. It doesn't really matter. And maybe we're all thinking it, and we just don't know how to talk about it. I'm not sure if I'm talking about it in the right way. But building communities, setting up our front porches, I think would be a wonderful starting point. You break the ice, you get to know people, you maybe get to save some lives, and you may be able to stop something before it escalates into something else.